Texting isn't easy. Even the most charismatic guys can sometimes text like a brick in the wall. Even if they like you, they're not always great at communicating in a way, and conversations can grind to a halt, leaving you wondering what to say next. There are plenty of guys out there that couldn't pick up a signal with a satellite dish. And how can you flirt when you can't smile, touch his arm, or bat your eyelashes at him? I've put together some texts that you can copy and paste that will get even the densest guys to wake up and notice you. Plus, keep watching, and I'll tell you the time of day that you should never text guys if you want them to ask you out. If this is your first time watching my videos, I'm Amy North, a relationship coach from Vancouver, Canada. And dating today almost always begins with texting in some form. So I'm going to share with you some texts that I've developed that'll be sure to get your flirting game to the next level with that tough to text guy. So if you like this advice, like and subscribe because I have plenty more videos coming very soon. Number 1, the teasing text. Teasing is a great way to create some tension in your texting. Seduction requires a bit of back and forth, so being super direct isn't always the best move. You want to keep the conversation going by keeping him on his toes about whether or not you're into him. That's why teasing can be a great tool in your arsenal. This is a response for when he tells you something about himself that is neither good nor necessarily bad. Say he's a fan of a particular sports team. He likes beer over wine, he does CrossFit, whatever he shares, you reply with, "That's why we could never date." For example, "Oh, you're a Toronto Maple Leafs fan? That's why we could never date." This is a playful way to subconsciously introduce the idea of dating, but make sure it's something that isn't negative. If he opens up to you about his parents' divorce and you say, "That's why we could never date," then you're going to be staring at a blank screen. Another way to word this is, "I'm so out of your league." For example, "You've never seen Space Jam? I knew I was out of your league." See how it can be playful and fun while still moving the relationship forward? This will also put him into a state of competition, where he'll be trying to prove himself to you without even realizing it. It may seem like a rejection, but if done right, it won't feel that way. If you're worried about him taking it seriously, consider including a winking emoji to show him that you're messing around. Number 2, the compliment text. This is a great copy and paste text, and that's a little cheeky and will boost him up while also making you look confident. You open with this: "I think we'll get along. I like a man with good taste, and I can tell you have it." When he asks the obvious question, "How can you tell I have good taste?" you send back, "Because you're texting me." This text works because it shows that you have a sense of humor and that you're sure of yourself and that you think he's interested and open about it without being too obvious about it. Number 3, the challenging text. Pick something you know he's good at. Many men are competitive and have a game, skill, or hobby they excel at. Figure out your guy's interest and fill in the blank on the following text. "You seem to be pretty good at blank, but you've never faced me." For example, "You seem to be pretty good at darts, but you've never faced me." The power of this text is that it suggests the idea of the two of you spending time together in real life, but it's also a joke, so it's not too confrontational and still gives him the upper hand. Challenging him in something he's good at is playful because it makes him feel like he's a big shot. Just don't pick something you think you can actually beat him at. Save that for the second date. Men thrive on competition, and if you challenge them, it will get their blood pumping and make them associate you with achievement and fun. If you're looking for more texts to get him hooked on you, check out amynorth.com/texting. There you'll find a free video presentation that outlines my text chemistry program. I've spent years studying how to make a man hooked on you using text alone, and I've created a powerful ebook that will teach you all of my foolproof methods. Number 4, the quirky question text. This is one that works because it gets him thinking. It forces him to respond, and it surprises him. Being spontaneous and keeping him guessing is something that works well early on in a relationship. If he thinks he knows exactly what you're going to say next, then he's going to get bored. Here are a couple examples. "Where do you see yourself in 5 beers? Would you rather fight 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?" If these questions seem silly, it's because they are. They're designed to make him giggle and give him something to respond to. Another one that you can use if you're feeling more comfortable is, "What's your favorite place to go when you're feeling lost?" This one works for the kind of guy who likes self-reflection, artists, writers, and deep thinkers. This question requires the kind of guy who can be vulnerable, so use with caution. But displaying the ability to be sensitive and open to exploring that side of things without judgment can be a real source of attraction for the right guy. The trick with these texts is that they invite an unexpected answer and will fuel conversation going forward while also making you seem interesting and interested in what he has to say. That's pretty powerful for one single text. Number 5, the name text. This one is less of a copy and paste text, but it's a powerful trigger that'll get him interested in you without realizing it. Use his name in a text. This works because it's something we rarely do in conversation, and especially in text. This means it will catch his eye. It also instantly makes the conversation more personal and focused. This can turn an ordinary text on its head and give him a little burst of good feelings without quite knowing why. Be careful not to overuse his name though, or it'll lose its power and make him feel like he's talking to a used car salesman. At the beginning of this video, I promised you that I would tell you the times not to text a guy if you want him to ask you out. The answer is first thing in the morning and after 11 p.m. The late night text is more obvious. You want to avoid the kind of conversations that only happen late at night because they can lead to some more sexy situations. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but if you're looking for a relationship, you need to make him work a little bit, so texting late at night right away may send the wrong message. The first thing in the morning text is for the opposite reason. It makes it seem like you're too serious, or like he's the first thing you think about when you wake up. A good morning text is for boyfriends and grandparents, and this guy is neither of those just yet. Plus, how good are your texts going to be before you've had a coffee and a bagel? Keep it until after lunch as a general rule to avoid coming on too strong. There you have it, 5 flirty texts that will get the conversation going, build his interest, and create the pleasing tension that will move things forward. What's the best out of the blue text you've ever sent or received? Leave it in the comments below and maybe I'll feature it in my next video.